Welcome back to the fall. I am Shade of Dead. This is a Let's Play, and I think we're on, I don't know what episode, 7, 8? I'm kind of doing all these one in a row here. I guess I'm not keeping the most track. And we just basically committed robot genocide and, well, got rid of all of these droids that are here. Now, right after we did that, there was a little message that popped up that said some lights came on in the break room. So we're going to head back this way. See, this is functioning now. Actually, real quick, we're going to go this way. And then we'll come back. Less running back and forth. There he is. Our good friend, the caretaker. We're going to pick up this glass bottle that either he dropped or something, because it wasn't there before. So maybe he's still helping us? I don't know. But we're going to put that bottle, this glass jar, broken glass jar, in here. And we're going to get some thick syrupy liquid. Now, what turned on are these video screens on these aquariums. And this one talks about basically these worms that we have in this place and their life cycle. And their life cycle amounts to, one of them becomes a queen. The queen lays eggs and goes dormant. Once the eggs hatch, then it reawakens and it goes into forage mode, I guess is what you can call it. And all the drones go out, they forage food, come back, crawl inside of the queen, deposit the partially digested food, and then can go back out foraging. So there you go. That's their life cycle. Kind of disgusting, but interesting all the same. And then this one is about these two fish that when they're together, they're docile, and you can leave them in an aquarium and they're fine. But if they're separated, like the mates, if the male and the female are kept together, then they're fine and docile. But if you separate them, like put a wire mesh in between, they will tear that wire mesh apart until they can get to each other, and then they calm down again. So they're loose in this place, and as you can see, it was all flooded with water, and obviously the slug got out too. So that's what they wanted us to see, because you need to have that information for later on. Alright, and this elevator now works, and we can continue on downwards. We come out here.
That fish bit through solid steel to catch those insects.
A
My
great big
armor
fish
would not
comes out.
withstand it. I will have to avoid the water.
Alright, and what we're going to have to do, we got these insects, so it goes after the insects. The insects are drawn to this thick syrupy liquid, so if we put that down, it then creates one of these inventory items that I just have to stand next to in order to have it in my inventory, as it were. Pick it up, set it down. It is dead. Safely into the water now. Alright. So I killed that fishy. And we're going to trudge our way through here.
This terminal's cables are severed, likely by that fish. I cannot interface with it manually. I may be able to network through the terminal and access the power matrix remotely. Connection established.
So at this point, I guess we're connected to all these robots. That's kind of the thing here that you're supposed to understand. We are connected to all these robots at the moment.
Connection terminated.
And then we killed them. Again, no choice in the matter. No point can you go, oh, well, that's not what I really wanted to do. We got a dead fish here. It's no longer dangerous. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and gut it. And get the gutted fish here. And I'll show you why I did that here in a minute. Because if you remember, there was two of them. The first one was away from the second here, and so it was hostile. This one now is obviously away from the first one, so it's hostile. But I've got this fish's guts, and so we are going to come up with a plan. And these guts are not enough to be able to protect us from the second fish. Okay, we need to coat ourselves and make ourselves completely smell like that other fish. So we are going to put this in the detergent slot, the fish guts, and we're going to take a shower with it. It's going to be great. It'll be great. Here's your shower scene, kiddos. You know, you've been waiting for it. Hot robot shower scene. Yep. Sticky substance that smells like fish entered. So now we should be able to fool that other fish into thinking we are its mate. We can enter the water, and the fish just kind of swims around her legs. It's very affectionate. It's rubbing against a.r.i.d's legs. And here we are. There's a couple things in here. There's this mushroom that's being nurtured by the steam from the pipes, and there's one down there which I can't look at because I can't aim into the water for whatever reason. I guess keeping our pistol out of the water.
You went through with it. That's rough.
It was not an easy choice.
Yeah. When we have the real power to choose, not just the illusion, it does something. Leaves a print you can't just override.
When I return to dock, I will be formatted. These events will be erased from my memory logs.
Is that your choice too?
Irrelevant.
So, like I said, in the last episode there at the end, I talked about the illusion of choice and them trying to make this point. But then they put us in a situation where we only have the illusion of choice. They don't give us a second choice to make this more poignant if we chose to take this path and destroy these robots. They don't give us a second choice on, you know, it's kind of silly. I know they're telling a story, but if you're going to try to make this poignant point, then you can't fall into the same... You can't be contradictory to what you're trying to display. We didn't have a choice. There is no other way to drain the water. It's not coded into the game. We have no choice. So, you know, to me anyway, it's hard to find that emotional... I get what they're trying to do, but it's hard for me to find that emotional connection to doing that in the game. I mean, it's kind of like... if you've ever played Dark Souls, there's a boss named Sif, the Great Grey Wolf, and he's this really beautiful dog. Everything else that you fight's like demons and monsters and dragons and beasties and, you know, gross-looking skeleton skull-looking things, right? But Sif looks like a dog, but he's enormous. He's like twice the size of a bus. And he's got a giant sword, and basically he like fights you with it. But to finish that game, you have no choice. You have to kill Sif because he has an item that you have to have in order to complete the game. And so, while I don't like doing it, it doesn't affect me. And oh my gosh, I'm a terrible person because the game's programmed that way. I don't know. Maybe I'm just cold, but. The same thing here.
I will do anything to keep Josephs alive. You did. Whatever you did, you kept yourself operating.
That I did. It's hard to know how far to push the rules sometimes, before they, you know, break.
The rules are not meant to be pushed, except when necessary to enforce them.
Can you even realize that makes no sense? We do push, and when they don't break, we're left wondering if we should have pushed further.
Illogical.
Maybe. Well, you ready for this?
The same scenario?
It is.
Here we go. I gotta back up so I can go push this button, and again, they make me press space. This is the one part of the game that I don't particularly enjoy, because it is the illusion of choice. This fish is gonna slowly die here, so you know, I usually always shoot it, so we're not gonna shoot it this time, and see if anything different happens this time around. I don't know, maybe it'll be a little different if I don't shoot it. And hello, Queenie.
That is enormous. There must be information on this in the lab where they were studying these creatures.
And there is, and I already told you what it was. So right now it has eggs, so it is not in dormant state. We need to wake it up. So we're going to remove the eggs, because we can't kill it. Not like that.
That was a massive vibration. I will have to be cautious of possible damage.
Okay, so now it is in forage mode. The slugs are going to start bringing it food and crawling inside of it. Why that one did that when it's supposed to be dormant, I don't know, but there we are. See? And the slugs are now eating a lot. So what we want to do is we want to blow it up. So we're going to pour the purple here and infect this particular fungus. They're going to eat it. They're going to take it there and deposit it. The half partially digested food with the fluid in it, and it infects this queenie here. Now we can't put the next one on here, because if we did, it would explode and kill us. That's how volatile this stuff is. So supposedly, so we have to find another way to get the other reactant into this queen. Now here we got some water steam coming out. It's the pipe that that one fungus is feeding on. So now we've got the second reactant, and here it comes. Here comes the yellow one. Gonna mix with the purple goo, and then we're gonna get blinded, I guess. And we've arrived. That's kind of nice of the game to skip me having to walk back, ride the elevator twice and walk back down here. But we're in this room. It's full of blood dripping from the ceiling from this exploded, possibly unique creature. She's still kind of in the mode of whatever it takes, you know. You can be regretful about it, but unfortunately, if you're going to play the game, you've got to do that. So like I said, I really like this game. Don't get me wrong. I love this game. But I don't like how they're trying to display this morality and then talk about giving you the illusion of choice. But then again, doing when you don't have the illusion of choice, it being, different than when you do. Whereas we have the illusion of choice. You don't really have a choice. You have to either quit the game, uninstall it, walk away, and never play it again. Say that's the end of the story. And I've done that with some games. Don't get me wrong, but this time it's just, I don't know. I mean, they're trying to make that point, and then they force you to do it. But anyway, like I said, don't get me wrong, I do love this game. This game is great, but that particular story note, which is supposed to be important, just kind of falls flat because regardless of how difficult it might be, maybe you have to do something ridiculous like shoot 100 of these security droids and take their batteries, collect all their batteries out of the pile of wreckage in order to power this these pumps. Maybe you could do something like that, even if it is something just more difficult and ridiculous like that. That would at least give us the actual choice, as opposed to, again, the illusion of having a choice. But we're going to end this episode here. I know what's coming next, and so we need to kind of take a break. And I'm going to bring up the next episode. In that one, we are going to reach the mainframe. Just kind of a heads up, I guess, and we're going to continue with the story. There's not a tremendous amount left. This next episode may be a longer episode. It's probably going to be about twice as long. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long it takes, but it may be a longer episode than these have been being. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, tell me you liked it, and tell me why you liked it. And if you didn't like it, hey, tell me why you didn't like it. I can take it. I'd love to have all the feedback I can get. And tell your friends, tell your enemies, and I'll see all of you later.